Hello viewers, it is exactly 4 p.m. and in this tutorial I'm going to be responding to the ICT paper 2 that was done on Monday this week, at the start of the week. Now in the previous video I did a day ago, I approached paper 1 and it is already at my channel here. It's a day ago and I approached UNEB Subsidiary ICT guide for paper 2 2024. So you can go and watch the video, then you could provide feedback where necessary. Now in this tutorial I'm going to be doing paper 2, that was a practical paper, and I'm going to answer all the 5 questions that were in that paper. So here we are. If I open my guides under paper 2, it is right here, and these were the instructions in this paper. Subsidiary ICT paper 2 practical, it is 2 hours, and the instructions, the candidates, this paper has 5 questions and the candidate is supposed to do 3 of them, and any additional questions are not marked. You are provided with the support files on the desktop. Use the support files where applicable to supplement the questions. You are provided with a blank compact disc, and in the same video I'm going to be burning, because I have a CD here. I'm going to be burning, and that could be so important to the viewers. Use a permanent marker to write your name and random number on the CD. Save your work always. Then you must produce a hard copy of your work and accompany it with a soft copy, that is a CD. Now this was question 1. Straight away I'm going to do question 1 of this paper, and I'm going to be using this folder here, having S6 UNEB guides, S6 UNEB guides. So if I open it, it's having ICT paper 2. I'm going to be using this folder here. So the first question wants me to use a word processing application and load the file technology in education. Then I save it as my name and a personal number, and I'm going to be using the support files of paper 2. They are right here. Paper 2 was having support files that are here. I'm going to be attaching them to the video, so that when the viewers are also trying, when you're trying it out there, you will have to just look into the bio, rather into the description, and pick the support file you may need. So if I copy this, I'm going to take it to the folder I'm going to use. It is ICT paper 2. I paste. Now before I even continue with it, there was a question of save it as your name and personal number. So straight away I'm going to change this to my name and personal number. Marvin Kasozi. I'll be using a personal number of 500. Yes. So if I open it, then I view the content that is inside. It's when I can start doing these other questions. And here we are. This was the file that was provided in that exam of UNEB. Now this is it, and I'm going to just be making changes to this file. The change number 1 is add a suitable heading to the document. Add a suitable heading to the document. Now I'm going to just put a suitable heading to the document, and of course I could use even I can use this because it was even the name of the file, technology in education. I can put a heading technology in, my space bar has issues. Technology in education as my heading. And are there any other changes they wanted me to put there? No. Add a suitable heading to the document. Then C, include an end note on the word empowering, which is in the third bullet. Include an end note on the word empowering, which is in the third bullet. Now bullets are here, the third bullet is here, and empowering is around here. So if I want to put an end note on the word empowering, because it's what they want, include an end note on the word empowering in the third bullet. I'm going to highlight empowering, then I go and give it an end note. So I'm going to locate end notes under references. There is insert end notes. Now to begin with the question, it was I think it was end notes. So it wasn't footnote and it wasn't even next footnote, but it was just end note. So I'm going to click at end note after highlighting the other word empowering. Then I type, for example, I can type here end notes on, in quotes, end note on empowering. End note on empowering. Now that's an end note in the word empowering, and you realize that empowering is even having some symbol here to display that you've put an end note there. Save the changes, Ctrl S, head to the next question. Insert a page break from the paragraph which begins with the word despite. Insert a page break from the paragraph which begins with the word despite. Now the paragraph which begins the word despite, it is right here, and I'm going to just click at it here. Then I can hit enter, and in the space here I can look for end notes under insert. Under insert there is I think it wasn't end note, it was insert a page break. Page break is around here, or you can use the page break option under layout. Page break is here. Then I can insert an example of a page break, which is page. Let me go back to the question. Insert a page break from the paragraph which begins the word despite. I can even click at despite here. I hit enter, then arrow up. I click at breaks. Then I locate a break so that it is inserted and the work is taken to the next page. Next up, add a border to the second paragraph on the second page. Add a border to the second paragraph on the second page. I think this is it. This is the second paragraph on the second page. Because you now have two pages, you put a break. So I'm going to highlight this. Highlight the second paragraph because it's the one they want. Highlight. After highlighting, click at home. Then locate borders. I can use outside border. And then it appears as a border on the second paragraph at page 2. F. Insert in the document an appropriate picture from the image folder. They want me to insert an appropriate picture from the image folder, so I'm going to locate this folder here, the one I'm using, and then I locate image folder. I look for an appropriate picture. If I can zoom in, right click, view extra large icons. I can use this because you see the chapter or the text is about technology in education. So I could choose a picture that suits technology in education, which is not of animals, but rather of technology in education. I can use this. I can right click at this, and then I go to copy. Then I go back to my Word document, and then I place it anywhere. Maybe at the second page, backspace. Right click, then I paste. Now the picture is going to be pasted in the document, and I could just leave it there. Next up, wrap the picture behind the text. Click at the picture, right click at it, look for wrap text, then you send it behind, and then it can get behind the text. Well, I can even add in more settings of the picture so that it could kind of shrink within the text. It should not be over covering the text so much. I could need to view the text. I think that is better. Yes, then apply left and right indents to the third paragraph in the second page. apply left and right indent to the third paragraph in the second page. Now where is the third paragraph in the second page? It is here. Highlight it and then give it the indents they want. Sorry, I made a mistake here. Let's highlight this. Right click, select paragraph, and then look for indents. There's page, line, page breaks, not here. I think they're here. There is indentation, left, right, special indent, hanging indent, etc. But according to the question, they wanted apply left and right indent to the third paragraph, and they didn't specify the values. They just want a left and right indent on the third paragraph at the second page. So I'm going to put of course a measurement here at centimeters. You see, when I increase on this indent, the preview kind of changes. If I reach the indent I want, for example, I can reach a 1, I can leave a 1 there. Even the right I can increase. You see the preview from the right changes. When I click at this, I can also give it a 1. Then I click OK. It means that the third paragraph at the second page has a left indent at least, and the right indent with the measurements I've put there. The measurements are not specified anyway. Next up is format the bulleted list to double line spacing. Yes, the bulleted list was right here, and I could just highlight. Sorry, I'm adjusting the margins. Ctrl Z. I could highlight from the parent's text upwards. Then I give it a double line spacing because it's what they want in the question. They want me to format the bulleted list to double line spacing. That is it. That is how it is done. Next, with word processor, format the first paragraph of the first page to 2 columns with a line in between the columns. Format the first paragraph on the first page to 2 columns with a line in between. This is it. Highlight it. This is the first paragraph on the first page, and they want it to have 2 columns with a line in between. So highlight, go to design, under layout, columns are right here, then more columns, 2, then there is line between, tick, then 2. Click OK, and it's going to be formatted with a line between. Insert the page numbers in the left margin of the document. Insert the page numbers in the left margin of the document. So if I want to insert page numbers in the left margin of the document, I want to go to insert. Then I look for page number, and then I can look for page margins, because in the question they want me to put page numbers in the left margin of the document. Left margin. So I'm going to pick the left. I want to pick at least margin, then I pick left at least. I click at left, and the page numbers are going to be displayed here. That was it. And then include your name and personal number as a footer. This is page 1, this is page 2. I can close. Include your name as a footer. I think that was the question. Include your name as a footer. Your name and the personal number as a footer. So under insert, I look for page number, for footer rather, and then I put a footer, the first option, as my name, Marvin Kasozi, and I'm using 500 as a number. That is it. Close. So my name is there as a footer and a personal number. Save and print your work. That was it with the first question. Save and print your work. Ctrl S. Saved. Control then S. Saved. Then if I'm printing, I could just click at File, then Print. A learner is always printing as the last resort because you may need to make changes somewhere. So it's better for you to print after doing all the questions you're doing in the exam. But for display purposes, I could be printing at each number I'm doing in this tutorial, so that viewers or learners can see, our teachers, and they can all see how the printing is done at these questions. Now I've commanded a print, and it seems my computer is trying to locate a printer, connecting to a printer around. And if it has connected to the printer around, it means that I can really get the hard copy, because even in the questions, they want a learner to get a hard copy. Now it seems this is the printer I have, HP LaserJet M402DN. And it seems it is ready to receive the copy. So I'm going to just command it at the copy, and I want one copy. Okay, copy printed. That was it with word processor. I can close it successfully. Then I can open my folder of paper 2 once again, so that I do the next question. Number 2, it was spreadsheet. Using a spreadsheet application, enter the data given in the table below and save it as your name and personal number. There's been an error with the printing here. Let me do the Excel once again. The Excel rather. Now this was the Excel number 2, and it seems I don't need to load anything like a support folder, because they want me to enter that data given in the table. They don't want me to load anything to do with the support file. So I'm going to go to my folder, and then I create a spreadsheet. I save it as my name, Mark Marvin Sozi, and personal number is this. Then I open it. Now, having opened Excel, I'm going to type quickly the required details there, so that I can do some calculations that were asked in the paper. Close, then yes. Okay, straight away, let me type. Item name, quantity, etc, etc. It's what I'm going to type in Excel. Item name, quantity, and other columns include unit price, shillings, then amount, shillings, units, price, in brackets. My brackets aren't working. Sorry. Increase the size of this. Shillings. Next up, after unit price, it was amounts, shillings, then SHS, VAT 18%, gross price, shillings. VAT is 18%. Since my keyboard has issues with the typing, 18%. Then gross. Gross is shillings. And I'm just trying to adjust the size of the column so that these words can really fit there. Now, according to the question here, you see the labels that run from item name to gross price, they are all wrapped. Wrapping means that text doesn't overflow to the rest of the cells, but it is pushed within the very cell. So we wrap by just highlighting what you want to wrap, highlight, then you click at wrap, so that the labels are wrapped. When I try to adjust this, then something like unit price, see it is picking up the wrapping. Same applies to this. If I just adjust this, and then you see the wrapping is now at my spreadsheet. That's how we can wrap. They're not asking us to wrap, but you see, according to the question, these labels were wrapped, so it's incumbent of a learner to wrap them. So that is how wrapping is done. Then I'm going to type the items: soda, lollipops, donuts, soda, lollipops, donuts, soda, lollipops, donuts, bagia, bogoya, Ugandan foods, snacks rather, bogoya, chapati, samosa, bread, passion juice, golilos. I think they used L. They did golilos. Then yogurt as the last item. Then according to the quantity, it's 200, 400, 200, 400, 600, 700, 1200, 1200, 1300, 500, 400, and what else? 500, 200, 100. That was the quantity. The amount of sodas. There are 200 bottles, I think. 400 sticks of lollipops, maybe. 600 donuts, etc. And the unit price. How much does soda cost, etc. up to the very last item. Soda is 800 and 350, 350, 800, 350, 350. What else? 200, 350, 350. Then made a mistake here. This is 200, 350, 500, 200, 350, 500, then 350, 350, then 3500. What else? Seems I made a mistake somewhere. But where is 350? Bagia is 200, Bogoya 350. I made a mistake here. After Bogoya, there is Chapati 500, 350. Chapati 500, 350, 3500, and then there are these two expensive snacks according to the spreadsheet. That is bread and passion. Then the last one is gorillas, 500 and 200. Okay, now that was it with what they wanted us to type, and all borders are running up to G and 13. So we do the same, run all borders up to G and 13, highlights from this up to G, then the 13, and then look for all borders under home, then here at borders, then give it all borders. You can even give this a bold look. So that was it with the typing. That was it with the typing, and then straight away I'm going to head to the questions. So having typed all this, because if you look at this and then you look at my spreadsheet, it seems they're almost sharing the same look, and of course there are marks given to a learner after typing. According to the question, there are 5 marks. So the 5 marks are not only the marks of typing, but also the look should also be the same. Then I'm going to head to B, insert a row between Bagia and Bogoya. I'm going to insert a row between Bagia and Bogoya so that I can continue the rest of the questions. So insert a row between Bagia and Bogoya. Bagia is right here and Bogoya is right here. So I'm going to right click at the end of Bogoya at the bottom of 6. Insert a row between Bagia and Bogoya. Well, I can call it owner, common drink these days. Owner, then the quantity, maybe someone bought 500 bottles of owner, and each bottle costs 3,000. Yes, that is the new row with the required data. Enter a record of your choice in the row you have inserted. I've done that already. Insert formulas and functions to determine the amount, which is product times unit price. They want me to use either a formula or a function to determine the amount, which is product times, which is a product of quantity times unit price. This times this, you get this. And if a learner uses a function, they are right. If a learner uses a formula, they are right. So whatever. I use a formula and a function for just display purposes. So starting with the formula, if I'm using a formula, I'm going to put equals, then I multiply the cells. This is B2 times C2. I hit enter, I drag. That is it's 160,000 as the first amount. Now I've used a formula because there's no function name here. It just equals B2 times C2. Now that's just a formula because I'm just multiplying cells. There's no function name. And if I'm using a function, the function runs like this, equals product. You see that there's now a function name product. There's product and it's a function name. So that's a function now. Equals this times this. I close. And then I hit enter. It's just the same answer. I can even drag downwards. Now some learners, instead of using the asterisk, they are putting the full colons. That's also okay because the computer could also return the same answer. Yes, that was it with the amount. Then the next question is calculate the VAT, which is 18% of amount. So I'm going to just do VAT, which is equals 18% times amount, hit enter and drag the rest of the cells. So that is VAT, which is 18% of amount. Next is gross price, which is sum of amount and VAT. We add amount and VAT, we get gross price, equals, so I want to just add this amount and VAT plus this. I hit enter and then I drag the rest of the cells. If you want to use a function to add, you can use equals sum, and then open, just make a range and then close. The machine is going to return the same answer. You drag downwards for the rest of the answers. That was it with gross price. Next question is draw a chart showing gross prices for all items. Draw a chart showing the gross prices for all items. The chart is going to be based on gross price and items. So I'm going to just highlight the two, highlight items, hold Control, highlight gross price. Now the highlighting here should be done carefully. After highlighting this, now make sure that you're holding Control, then move your mouse and then point first at the label, then hold left, drag downwards. so that you draw something right. If you draw some funny graph instead of drawing a chart, of course that makes sense. It's because the highlighting you've done is not right. So after insert, you're going to look for charts. A question that arose about charts, that a chart could be a pie only. Now here, this is my take. A chart can be a pie, a chart can be a graph, because if you look at my computer here, under the groups under the insert tab, the groups of charts, of course there are a lot of types of charts, and if a learner can draw any type of chart well labeled, he could earn the marks. So you can decide to draw a 3D graph, or you can decide to draw a 3D graph rather, or you can decide to draw a 3D pie, whatever. Now for the sake of the video, I can go with a 3D pie, then I could adjust it somewhere here so that I can continue with the rest of the questions. So I've drawn the charts and I've based on gross price for all items, and this is it. But they want me to include relevant chart titles. I want to include chart titles. I want to click at it, then I put a title. For your computer, if you don't have this text box for a title, you can click at your graph, then you go to add chart elements, then you proceed to chart title, then you can put it above, but mine is already there, so I'm going to just delete the text here, and then I put appropriate text. I can name it a well labeled chart or graph, a well labeled chart or graph basing on item and gross price. That means that I've labeled it with a title, and that's appropriate. I could highlight this and I give it some appropriate color. I could decide to give that, and then I bold. Continue to the axis, click at it, go to design, look for add chart element, axis, primary horizontal, axis, primary horizontal. Seems my computer is misbehaving. Let me increase the size of this. Click at it once again. Let me start with the axis. Let me go to axis titles, primary horizontal. Then I label this as, these are items. I'm going to label it as items, and then this is gross price. Go back to axis titles, locate vertical, and then label it gross price. That is it. Now you note that I'm using a version of 2013, actually 2016, sorry. I'm using a version of 2016, and of course some of the settings I'm using here, they could not be in line with the version you're using. You could be using 2010, 2013, 2019, 2021. But just know, if you're putting the labels of the graph, click at the graph first, then locate the new tabs that come. For example, my tabs. When I click in my spreadsheet, my tabs end at view. But when I click at the graph, my tabs are going to be added to design and format. So it's one of the two tabs that could have the access you may want, or the label, any label you may want. So under design, it's where I'm picking mine. And then I could even pick a legend, and I can decide to put a legend on the bottom, maybe. Or I could put a legend somewhere on the right. Legend, then right. If I increase on the size of the graph, the legend is here on the right. Now that is a well labeled graph that is basing on item and gross price. Insert your name as a header in your work as the last question. If I'm inserting my name as a header in my work, I want to locate headers under the insert tab. So under the insert tab, I'm going to look for headers. Before I go to headers, let me shift my graph somewhere here, because I want to view what I'm doing. if your graph is somewhere here, when you're printing, the sheet may be divided into two, so it's better your graph is right underneath your work after drawing it. And there we are. So if I'm inserting a header, before I even go to headers, some learners have a tendency of creating a graph that may not be right. If you create a graph that is not right, an example is this. If you create something like this, that is not an appropriate graph, and the mistake you're making is you're not highlighting properly. So it's better you highlight once again and draw the right graph. That was by the way, and it's important. So under insert, I'm going to look for headers. Headers are right here. I click at header because the question wanted me to put a header as my name. I locate header, then I put my name, Marvin Kasozi 500. That is it. That is it with the header, and that was it for Excel. After doing my Excel, I'm going to save it. Ctrl S. It is saved, and if you see your work is pushed to this other sheet after putting your headers, it is always appropriate for you to keep on squeezing, reducing the columns. It's better for you to reduce the column size, so that your work is on this sheet. It's not cut to this other sheet. If your work is so huge for the first phase and it's here, it's okay. You can command a print option so that you print appropriately your graph on one sheet. Now that is it for Excel, and if I'm printing, I'm going to just go to File, then I locate a print option, and then there's a printer here and there's an error. I think I've not connected my cable to the printer, but for the sake of the video, we'll just show you how these different numbers are printed. So under the printer, you can select the printer you're told to use in the room, or you can use the one you're having around. So, and under no scaling, I can select fit sheet on one page, so that my work is fitted on one page. Now you see the work I've done is on one page, and the graph is also displayed on one page. Don't make a mistake of printing your work that is divided on the various pages. Here it is. If I put my graph somewhere here, if I shift this graph somewhere here, then I print, you see that under the preview, you're even having something funny. You're even having the graph alone. You're not having your content. So it's better for your work to be fitted all on one page, so that the printing is done perfectly. Now that is how we print Excel. It's just selecting the printer name and selecting the fitting of one sheet, the fitting of your work on one sheet, so that you have a nice looking preview. And it's looking like this. Fit sheet on one page, then boom, command a print, and the printer is going to be printing what you want. These errors are generated because my cable is not connected to the printer. That is it with Excel. I can close and save, then I head to the next. Now for the case of the video, I'm going to be heading to database before I return to PowerPoint. Database was number 5, and it's what I'm going to do right now. Using a database application, open the file consultancy.mdb and save it as your name and a personal number. Now this file has been provided, and it is a database file because of the extension .mdb. There is no importing this number, it is just loading the database file. If it was an Excel file, it would call for importing, but it is a database file. So I'm going to look for consultancy from, of course, the support folders. I open consultancy, I just right click at it, rather I don't open it. Copy, go to my folder I'm using paper 2, right click and paste. Rename it as, I think it is your name and personal number. The renaming is just the same, and renaming is so important in a paper. Marvin Sozi 500. So I can open it now after renaming it so that I do the next questions. So here we are, it is opening and it had the following content. So I'm going to enable content, then I continue with whatever I want to do. This was it. So next is apply appropriate data types for the table staff records. They want me to put appropriate data types for the table staff records. So I'm going to look for the table, it's already here. I'm going to close it, then I right click at it, design view, ID number, those are numbers, first name, that is text, last name, text, sex, I can use a lookup wizard, and then I go to second, I will type the values that I want. Next, I type M, male, and then F, female. Then I go to next, then I save. Age is number, so I'm going to save, and then I reopen the table again. Yes, reopen the table once again so that my work is all having right data types. So the next question here was add the following data to the table staff records. They want me to add the following data to the table. Let me first look at my table. The data is residence, number of children, gross pay. Okay, so I'm going to add the fields to the table. To make this a fast process, allow me to take a picture of this so that I do it chap. Okay, and I'm adding the following data to the table staff records. So I'm going to go to my table, and here we are. I'm going to close it, right click at it, then go back to its design view. I add fields of residence, then I add field of number. Now you note that at number of children there was a full stop. You don't put a full stop in database because the program could continuously generate an error, so it's better you type no of children without the full stop. Please note that. No of children, then gross pay, then payee as the new fields. Then I give them appropriate data types. Residence is text, number of children, number, gross pay. Gross pay, that is currency, that is money, but I can change it to I think I can change it to a standard currency without any decimal, a decimal that is 0. Yes, save that. Then payee, I can do the same. It is currency, but I can just leave it as currency. I go to yes, I open the table, and then I add the fields they wanted. Let me close this. Residence, Muyenga. Residence, no, number of children. It's better you type the records, not downwards. It's better you type the record because, of course, one record belongs to a person. One record belongs to a person. So it's better for you to type a record, not columns downwards. Gross pay 950, 1, 2, 3. Then Muyenga. Under Muyenga there is Nakulavye. Nakulavye as a residence. Number of children, it's 1 kid and they get 560, 1, 2, 3. Under Nakulavye is Nansana. Nansana, there are 5 kids and the amount is 650. Under Nansana, Gava, and Gava 4, then 450. Under Gava, there was Kansanga. Kansanga, it is 6 and 780. 1, 2, 3. Under Kansanga, there is Nkoni. These are villages in Uganda. Nkoni and children 2. Then 980. 1, 2, 3. Mulago 2 and 850. 1, 2, 3. Ndinda is the last one. Ndinda 1 child and 980 as the gross pay. 980, 1, 2, 3. Yes, that is it. And that's what they wanted us to add in the table. Then next up, after adding that, because our table now looks to be bigger according to how it was looking like first. Now if you look at gross pay, it seems I have Ugandan currency, and in what I'm doing here is nothing like Ugandan currency. So I have to format that. I have to format gross pay. So I'm going to close the table and right click at it here, design view. I locate gross pay. I remove Ugandan currency. Then I put the currency I could want, like standard. Then the decimals are 0. Save the change. Open the table, and that is it. That is it with the table. Next up is create a form displaying all fields and use it to fill the pay column at the rate of 10% of gross pay. Name it pay form. In other words, they want us to do a form and use it to calculate the pay, which is 10% of gross. We already have gross. Now, in this question, they want us to do a form. I want to just go to create then form design, but it's having quite a lot of scores, 3. And a learner is supposed to create a complete form in order to earn the 3. Now, I've done a video about a form. I did a video some time back about a form, and it displayed whatever a form can have. It's here, complete access form. It was just a video about a form, and it's 14 minutes. So it's better for you to go to the channel and see how a form is done, because it's even a very common question asked in exams. So back to access, I'm going to do a form. I'm going to just increase the interface of the form. After increasing, I'm going to go to design. I'm going to go to design, and then I go to add existing fields, show all tables. Click at this 2 times. Keep on adding all the fields you want in the form: residence, number of children, gross pay. I highlight all. Highlight from this. Hold left, highlight. I can decide to move them to the center of the form designs that I create. Of course, working area. I'm using arrows of the keyboard. Then after putting them to the center, I can decide to put a label. Me pick a label, draw a label on top. Yes, then I call it a form. I can call it a pay, because according to the question it was a pay form. A pay form that calculates individuals. A pay form, I can just call it a form that calculates individuals pay. I could highlight this, then I give it a bigger size at home. You first click here and then click here once again, then highlight, give it a size of maybe 18, then a color. Now all this is impression, and a learner is earning more. Then even at the form, we should have buttons. Before I calculate, you can decide to put a header there at your form if you have your time. Right click, form, header, footer. You can pick a label and put a header and your name as an example, because during printing someone could even take your form calling it theirs. So if you have a header, it's better. No one could take a form in a computer lab. Even the footer, you can decide to put a label, then you do a footer, etc. You can have a date, okay. The form can have a logo, like an image, etc. I want to straight away go to buttons. I can draw a button for easy navigation. So this one's going to be the next. I'm going to use 2 buttons, next and previous. Next, text, next, finish. And then another one is here. This one is now next, this one is previous, opposite of next. Next, text, next, finish. Right click, give my form a color that is appropriate. Don't give your form a color that is covering the work. An appropriate color is better at your form. So I'm looking for an appropriate color at my form, and it's better I choose a color that is appropriate. If you're not okay with colors, it's better you leave your form in white so that your text is seen, the text in the form. Now I want to calculate pi using the form. I'm going to increase the size of this. The label is indeed pi. I'm not going to edit that, but I'm going to just increase this. Back to the question. Calculate a form displaying all records and use it to fill the pi column at the rate of 10% of gross pay. So I'm going to go back to the form, and then I right click at this other text box, of course besides pi, because I'm doing pi. Right click, then go to properties, select data, then click at the 3 dots. Pi equals, now in the form we use equals. I'm going to delete pi, I'm going to just put equals 10 out of 100. Instead of typing a 10%, some computers may not capture the percentage sign, but it's the same as 10 out of 100 times. Now according to the question, it's times of gross pay. So I'm going to go to the database, Mark Marvin Kasozi, right click at it, click at the table 2 times. My table is here. I look for gross pay, click at it 2 times. It falls into the interface. Delete the space, delete the exclamation, mind what you're deleting so that you have the answer returned. Delete the exclamation, delete the table name, remain with gross pay only in angle brackets. Click OK. Save your form. You don't run a form like a query, just save a form. We're saving it as pi form. Hit OK and close the interface here. Open the form, and pi is indeed calculated. Now I'm going to insist Ugandan currency is here at my form, but if I navigate through all these people, they are all having pi calculated, but with Ugandan currency. I may want the currency to match gross pay without any currency of the country, because in the table there was nothing like Ugandan currency, however much the number is from Uganda. So I'm going to right click at the form, go to design view, and then at properties here there is a format. I want to change the currency of this. Let me look for the currency under formats. What is here? Let me click at this again. Click at this second table once again. Click at it. Then under format, locate the currency without any currency of the country. I'm going to go to this. These are all dates, and then I can click at standard. Then decimals, I want a 0. Let me save this. Reopen the form. I saw that it's now sorted. Yes, indeed it is sorted, and indeed it's 78,000 at this person will get it, because 78,000 is 10% of 780,000. Insert your name and personal number as a footer in your form. Go back to the form design. Sorry, close this. Right click at the form design view. They want me to put a footer as my name, and I had already created a footer. So I'm going to put a label. I drew a label. Was it my name and personal number? Okay. Mark Marvin Kasozi. 500. Save and run your form so that your footer is there. Okay. Next is create a query showing the fields ID number, first name, last name, gross fare, and the new field of NSSF, which is 5%, sorry, of gross fare. So I want me to do a query with those selected fields of ID number, etc. So I want to go to create, then query design, add, close. I put the fields they want in the question. They wanted ID number first. What else? They wanted first name, last name, first name, last name. What else? Gross pay. First name, last name, gross pay, and the new field of NSSF. Gross pay is here, and the new field of NSSF. Put the full columns. Then after putting the full columns, I want to right click at this, and then I build my function. They said NSF is 5% of gross pay. So I'm going to put 5% or 5 out of 100 times. Gross pay is under database, table 2 times, click here, then gross pay 2 times. Here what we do, we delete the spaces, we leave the table name and the exclamation. Unlike the form where we deleted the exclamation and the table name, here we don't delete the table name and the exclamation. Let me first go to OK, and then if I increase on the size of this so that I view whether my function is there, if I run, NSSF is running and it is 5% of gross pay. Save the query as NSSF query. Okay, close it from here. Next, create a report for the NSSF query and name it as NSSF report. Well, if I'm creating a report from a query, if I'm creating a report normally, I could use a report design. But if I'm creating a report from a query, like the question here, they want me to create a report from the query I've just done. So I'm going to use a wizard. So it's only on a few occasions where I use a wizard. For example, when you're creating a report from a query, you can use a wizard. So at my database again, I'm going to go to create, then I look for reports, the report wizard here, because the report wizard enables me to choose from which object am I using to create a report. So I'm using a query, the NSSF query, put all the fields there. Next, I think according to the question they didn't specify on the settings of the report. They just want me to add a title to the report and a page and make it landscape. Title and page. Next, landscape, because they wanted landscape. Then next, finish, and then my report is going to be loaded at my computer. Seems my report is being loaded, and it's a report from the NSSF query, and I've said you can create such a report from the NSSF query provided you're using a query to do a report. You can use a wizard in that case. And for the case of the video, this is the third number I'm doing before I head to the fourth number of PowerPoints. Now this is my report, and it's from a query, NSSF query. That's why the title is even having NSSF query. And in the question they wanted me to add a suitable title to the report, and this is not a suitable title. I'm going to go back to the reports, right click at it, design view, so that I can type an appropriate title here. I can type a report that has been generated from the NSSF query. That makes sense. I can highlight this, then I just give it a bigger, maybe size 22, or a color that's appropriate. I like red. Generated, there's a mistake here. Generated. Better. Save. Ctrl S. Open the query. And the report, and that is a title that makes sense. Now save and print your work. That is it with Access. Now what I can say with Access is this. After creating your objects, make sure you close them from this other X that was here. You see, if the table is open, close it from the X. If you need it, you open it. And if you need to print, you can command a print, Ctrl P, or you can just use a file command, go to print, and use a quick print, and then you can print your object. Or you can just go to file, and then you look through the options under print, locate the printer name. If the table is big for the printer, for example, this table is having a lot of columns, you can go to properties and change it to landscape. You print a table on landscape. If you want to print a query, you open it also, command a print, under print, print, then properties, locate landscape, you print, etc, etc. For all the objects you do in Access, print object by object. Even if it's a form, command a print, Ctrl P, properties, change to landscape, and print. Now, like I said, I'm using a version of 2016. You could have a different version like 2013. Your options may not be the same as this, but I'm sure if you click at properties of your program, you can locate a landscape there easily. Lastly, you open the NSSF, then command a print, give it landscape, under properties, and prints. Okay, and prints. Now that was it with Access. I can close it. Next, PowerPoint. PowerPoint, as the president of the Wildlife Club, you are required to design a presentation of 5 slides to market the Uganda tourism industry. Use a presentation software, design the slides to include the following. Slide 1. Now, according to the presentation, the renaming is just at E, one of the last questions even. But make sure that before you open a number, you have done the right renaming. Look for the renaming question, and make sure that before you've done a number, locate the renaming option. So it is again your name and personal number. So I'm going to create a presentation, and then I give it my name and personal number. Then I open it, I start. This is it with PowerPoint. There are 5 slides and they're telling us what to do per slide. I've not seen anything like support folder so far, so I'm not loading a support folder. I'm going to just follow what they want me to do. Using a presentation software, design the slides to include the following. Slide 1. Title slide, showing the topic and the details of the presenter. Title slide, showing the topic and the details of the presenter. Now, I'm the president, assuming I'm the president of the Wildlife Club, and I'm required to design a presentation of 5 slides to market the Ugandan tourism industry. So I'm going to create a title slide. I give it a title, the Ugandan tourism industry. Then I just put some other information in, because according to this, they want me to put the titles in the title slide, showing the topic and the details of the presenter. The details of the presenter can go here. Compiled by Marvin Kasozi, President of the Ugandan Wildlife, I think it was Ugandan Wildlife Club. Ugandan Wildlife Club. Yes, President of the Ugandan Wildlife Club. Okay. And here we are. Okay, I just like red. Slide 2. At slide 2, any 4 national parks in Uganda and their location in tabular form: Igi, Action Falls, Rwenzori, Semlake, etc. 3 marks. They have given me what to type. I want to type any 4 national parks in Uganda. So I'm going to create slide 2. I give it a title: National Parks in Uganda. National Parks in Uganda. Then I type them. The first one is, and they want them in a tabular form: national park and their location. So on the table, I'm going to put a table of at least the columns can be 1, 2, they can be 2, and the rows can be 6. Click OK. Then I can put something like national park, and here I can put location. Let's increase the size of this. The first national park, Igi, Action Falls in Northwest. Action, the spelling right, M-R-C-H-I. Maxon, is it? Let me take a picture of this for easy typing. So the first park is Action Falls. Action, M-U-R-C-H I-S-O-N, Action Falls, and the location is northwest Uganda. They have given me another one is Queen Elizabeth in southwest. Queen, like you. Queen Elizabeth, southwest. You put southwest. What else? There is Rwenzori Mountains in south. Rwenzori Mountains. I put south. Very nice national parks in Uganda. Then Bwindi, impenetrable forest, southwest, and it is in southwest. They made work easy for the learners. The examples are given. Save the time that will be taken through thinking. Semliki, west. So what are these 5? Semliki, then I put west. Yes, that is it. That is it with the second side. Those are the national parks with the examples. National parks in Uganda with examples. Now that was it with slide 2. Slide 3, tourist attractions at the national parks. I put tourist attractions. I'm going to go to the slide and type and content. If they don't specify on the type of slides they want, it's better use title slide first, then the rest are title and content. But if they specify on the type of slide, for example, blank slide, title only, etc., you can change the type of the type of slide. So I'm going to go to title and content, then I put the heading of tourist attractions at the national parks. Tourist attractions at the national parks. So I'm going to put some tourist attractions. For example, I typed Marction Falls. Before I even go to Marction Falls, I can use Queen Elizabeth, and then I put some animals there. Queen Elizabeth National Park has a variety of wild animals that are pleasant to look at as a tourist. Now you pick this from your creativity. This wasn't provided to a learner, it's picked from one's creativity. For example, I've typed Queen Elizabeth. Then I can go to the image folder, I pick some images, I'm sure they are provided. View extra large. I can pick this as an example, copy and paste. I can paste this gorilla here as an example. I can even click at it and then I send it back, send behind, send to back. Yes, that makes sense. Then I can type another enter. I can type another example of Bwindi forests are pleasant to look at. I can even continue to Marction Falls. I think those are waters in Uganda. Marction Falls is also Uganda's attractive tourist sites. And then you can add some images to display the Marction Falls. According to the images folder, I think the waters are really here. Makes sense. Copy and paste that at Marction Falls. Now a learner who has been studying some parks in some subjects like geography, I think they did something wonderful here. So this is Marction Falls. Marction Falls. I can even put these in some outstanding color. Windy forests. You see, Queen Elizabeth, to just make my presentation nice looking. That was here. Then etc. There are a lot of images that were provided, and it was up to the learner to come up with the image they wanted, and then they would have placed them in the slides. Put this image of a hippo here. Okay. Next up is challenges encountered in the national parks. Some of the challenges encountered in the national parks in Uganda. So I can put challenges encountered in the national parks in Uganda. I can start with poachers, individuals. See next slide here. Individuals who hunt wildlife down. However, the government of Uganda is curbing this matter. Gazetting wildlife grounds. Now if the grounds are gazetted, we can even avoid incidences of this. I'm seeing this, an incidence of a leopard attacking a human. Maybe you're trying to poach it down, or you're at its grounds. You don't know whether it's even a park because it's not gazetted. Gazetting. It's an example from the image I got. Now some other challenges. I can put a challenge of you type this. Moderate supports from the stakeholders. And well, this is being worked upon through more supports in the financial year 2024 2025. Yes. Now you can type a lot there, and this one is an image that fits my points. Not really, there's no image. Okay, that is it with slide 3. Slide 4, rather 5, I think it was 4. 5 is the conclusion, title and content, and I type conclusion. Messages like this should be positively attended to by the stakeholders because they really portray what is going on in the industry of tourism. Yes, then I can go pick an image that I've not used so that I put it at the slide. Copy and then paste. I can try to increase on the size of this. Right click, send back, bigger size. At the conclusion, image is bigger. And then these letters, I could make the letters outstanding so that, of course, they are seen. I can use colors that could outstand the image. I think color like red in bold. Is that? No, I can put a color like. Well, the learner should also mind the time because this may take a lot of their time. So click at this, and then I could try to shrink the image through the corrections, etc. Okay. Those are the slides. Insert in any 2 slides appropriate images from the images folder. I've really tried to do that. Set a uniform background for all slides. If I want to put a uniform background, you can use a design if you want a uniform one, or you can go to a background straight away. Under design, there are backgrounds. You pick a background that is really appropriate for the topic. The topic is about wildlife, and the color should be near green, because green represents nature. So I can click at this, and then I I go to apply to all, so that the color is really applied to all the slides. That is a uniform color. Next is use transition effects and animation features in your presentation. To save time, I can use transitions. Under this, transitions are here. I can put random bars, fade, reveal. I can put any transition I want, and cap. Then even animations. Animations to the presentations. I can put an animation. I can highlight an example, the title here. Under animations, I can pick add animation, then more entrance effects, blind, etc, fly in. I can put animations at anything I want. I can put at any title. I can put at any text, anything. Okay, so a learner should do all these quickly to save time. Don't waste time choosing on the animation you really want. Put an animation, and to make work easier for us, they didn't even specify on which type of animation you're using. So you can use any animation you want. And if you're animating your work, there are numbers that come at what you've animated. That's enough to display that this person has really animated their work. I think that's it with animations. Insert all the slides. Insert on all the slides your name and personal number. Insert on all the slides your name and personal number. If you want to insert on all your slides your name and personal number, the easiest way to do that, you can use a slide master from view. You can go to slide master and drag and scroll to the top and put a text box under insert. I can draw a text box, for example here, and then I type my name. Because they wanted it at all the slides, but Marvin Kasozi 500. Then I can just freeze the shape. I will click at the shape format. Shape outline, no outline. Shape fill, no fill. So that I remain with only my name at all my work. Because it's what they wanted. They want me to insert on all the slides my name and a personal number. The last question, save and print the presentation as a handout. So I want to close the slide master view so that all my slides are having my name and a personal number. So when I'm printing in PowerPoint, I'm going to print handouts. We always print handouts in PowerPoint. The printer is being located by my computer, and I'm heading to my last number in the video, and then I will burn using this CD I am having here. How do we burn on a CD? I'm going to indicate that in this very tutorial as the last item. Okay, my PowerPoint is being saved, and I'm going to just print. Then I head to Publisher, Microsoft Publisher. It is right here, and it was number 4 of this paper. I'm doing it as the last number in the tutorial. If I'm printing, I select, instead of printing all slides, actually instead of printing full page slides, I select handouts. I've used 5 slides, so it's better for me to select 6 so that all the slides are fitted on one page to make a handout. Command a print, and your work is going to be printed as a handout. Save and head to the last number, that is Publisher. You are required to design a bank slip for HH Oldies Secondary School. So I'm going to open Publisher, then I rename it as my name and the personal number. I've been using this folder for the video, and it was paper 2. It is right here. I'm going to right click, select new, then I select Microsoft Publisher. I'm going to rename it, of course, my name. It's what they want. All the questions they wanted: a name of a learner and their personal number. Note that in the video I've done 5 questions, not 3 for the case of display, for the case of studying. Someone may be interested in database, someone may be interested in Excel, in Publisher, in PowerPoint, in Word. That's how I've done all the 5. And so far I've recorded this for 1 hour and 25 minutes because I started at 4. So this is Publisher, and if I open it, it's going to load a blank publication so that I follow instructions to design what they want. Here we are, it's being loaded, and here are the questions. I'm going to design a bank slip for the school HH Oldies Secondary School. It's the bank slip I'm going to design for HH Oldies Secondary School, and I've renamed as my name and the personal number. So here we are. Here is the publication, and seems I'm being loaded to the page so that I design this chap. Question: change the page into landscape orientation and divide it into 3 equal sections with a gap in between the separate sections. So I want to first make this page landscape, and I divide the landscape into 3 equal sections with gaps. So under page design, I'm going to select orientation, then landscape, and then I'm going to divide it into 3 equal gaps. I'm going to draw a text box from insert, draw text box. One is going to be drawn here. This is one. I'm going to give it a color, a fill, and I'm looking for the settings of this shape fill. No fill, shape outline. I want an outline of red. So let me draw again another one. Let me just copy this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I extend it a little bit here using that symbol. Better. Then extend it to the top. Paste another one, third one. They wanted it to be divided into 3. That's why I'm dividing it into 3. I could reduce on the size of this so that they get some space in my presentation. Okay, now my landscape is divided into 3, and I want to just type what they want in my bank slip publication. Divided into 3, and with a gap in between 2 separate sections. There are gaps 1, 2, that is it. Next up is insert dotted lines in between the gaps separating each of the 3 sections. So I'm going to put a gap here, a dotted line in section and a dotted line in another section. So if I want to put a dotted line, I'm going to insert a shape, insert then shapes. I look for a line, I draw a line sloping downwards. This one is a line. Let me zoom so that I see what I'm doing. Zoom, 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 zoom. You can zoom in publications so that you see what you're doing. Put a C self here. Sorry. I'm just trying to draw a line. Remove a C self. That is the line. Yes, and I could extend it somewhere here. That is better. This is better. So after drawing the line, I want it dotted. Click at it, then go to format, look for line settings. I'm looking for line settings so that I make it dotted. Let me right click at it, right click at the line, 9. Then I select some settings, format auto shape, and then dash type, I think dotted, I want dotted, dash type, dotted, click OK. Makes sense. Then I can just copy this, copy then paste. I can just move this to the other section that was having a gap, because it's what they wanted in the question. You do what they want in the question, for the questions of Publisher and PowerPoint. That is it. Dotted line. It was C, dotted line, in between the gaps separating each of the sections. Then D, insert in the first section the name and logo of the school. The name and logo of the school. According to the question, the school was H.H. Oldies Secondary School. And in the first section, they wanted me to put the name and logo of the school. H.H. Oldies Secondary School. Is it H.H. Oldies Secondary School? Yes. And the logo of the school. Where is it? Yes. So the logo of the school, I could go to the support folder, the image folder, then I pick a logo that could work as a logo of the school. For example, this one, I could pick this, and I could pick okay, let me pick something like this, not use this. Then back to publication, I can paste it and I move it around here. I can slightly put it here. HH highlighted, give it a bigger size. For example, I can give it 36 HH Oldies. Reduce slightly, 36 to, what happens when I use that 3? Better. Okay, and this can be given a color, of course, to just make, to make things attractive on the slip. Put a color like that. So I'll put the logo and the name of the school at the first section. Now add on the bank slip a bank name. So I'm going to add a bank name at the bank slip. I'm going to just go here at the second section. I put a bank name, Trust Development Bank. As an example of a bank name, Trust Development Bank. Can put this at the center with a bigger size. Trust Development Bank. Yes, that's the bank name. You can put a size of 20. Trust Development Bank. Then account number of the school. You can put school account number. You can put 00001. You see, as an example, school account number. Then school fees to be paid. I can give some gap, then I type school fees to be paid. Now these are some of the questions that are easy to do to a learner. School fees to be paid, because you're simply copying what is in the question. You're just copying and generating some fair ideas. School fees to be paid, I can leave something like this where someone can type the fees they're going to pay. School fees to be paid. Then the currency denomination table. The currency denomination table. Sorry. Currency denomination table. Then I draw a table. The table was even provided to me. Denomination, then amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Denomination, amount. Insert a table. So under insert, there are tables. Insert a table. I counted 10 rows and 2 columns in the table. So the table is going to be generated, but it seems it is overflowing to some other section. You have to just reduce on the size of the table. Reduce on the size of the table, then of course put it at the face you want. Here I can put denomination. You can even zoom to see what you're doing. Denomination, then shillings, SHS. Then here there was amounts. First one was 50. Then this one is 20. This is 10. This is 5. 2. 1. And this was 500, 200, and 100. I guess. Yes, the amount is just like such. I could just do some creativity here by putting a fill color plus a font color. I can put this and something like design fill. I can fill this with something that's not covering the text. I can fill this with something that doesn't cover the text. Minding about my time. Okay, denomination, then amount. That was the table I've drawn at my publication, where someone can type maybe the amount they have paid at the bank. What else? Include on the bank slip provisions for name of student. Now I can put that at the last phase. Name of, I can type name of students. Where a student can type their name. Name of students with something bigger. Then after name of students, they want me to put class, term, class. These are full stops. Then term. What else? Date, amount in words. Date. Then amount in words. Amount in words. The amount in words someone has paid, they can put a bigger provision there, because they could have a lot of words. Yes, that is it for publication. I'm going to just copy all the content for the first section to the other section. So there are 2 sections. So at my bank slip, this is how it looks like. I can just go to page design. I put some background that may not cover my text, that is just suitable for all my work. I think that is just enough. And additionally, someone can go on to put some other borders. You know, you can pick a shape like this and you can put a border to your publication. Then you give it a fill that is of course suitable with your colors, then you'll have to just remove the outline, no outline, better. Then the last question is copy all your content of the first section to the other two sections. They want me to copy the content of the first section to the other two sections. So and the content is the school name and the image or the logo. So if I want to copy this, I could highlight all this, or I could take a screenshot of this. I could take a screenshot of this. On your computer, you can use a key of print screen. Hit print screen once, and then open Paint on the computer. Open the Paint program from the Start button and paste. After pasting, I could just crop. I want to crop this because this is what I want to indicate on all other faces. It is what was on the first face. Crop, then click at crop, remain with only this. Save the image. I'm saving it in ICT paper 2, and then I save it as logo. Save, and then I can close this. Go to the folder I'm using. I've given it a path, a location. It is logo. I can just copy and go to my publication. I can paste this content here because they want the content to be on all faces. So I can paste the content, but I could just reduce on the size of the content, and maybe I could send it back. Before sending it back, I can reduce on the visibility of this before sending it back. Reduce on the visibility, then wrap text behind. Looking for behind text align. Is it send to back, send to back, send to back? Yes, makes sense. Even here, I can paste, drag it around, and then freeze the visibility. I can just freeze. Then send it back, send to back. So my content is now on face 1, face 2, although face 2 is not that visible, and face 3. That is it with publication, and that is my take about that senior 6 paper. That was one question. Now if I'm printing publication, I'm going to command a print. I'm going to command a print using of course the printer around, but I can change the letter to A4, then print one-sided, and then my printer can output that. Well, there's even this other way of doing this. After doing all your work with Publisher, you can save this as an image. I can save this as an image by going to Save As, give it the right location, browse. I'm looking for desktop. Then I'm looking for senior 6 UNEP guides paper 2. Then I can put the renaming they wanted. Then in brackets I put image. I'm saving it as an image so that I can print it easily. I locate the JPEG. JPEG is an extension for the image. Hit save and close your publication. Save it, and you can log into your image. It is here. You can open it and then view your image. You have saved. This is my image, and this is what I've done in publication. Now, having done all that, you can print publication as well. You can print your image, the one you've just saved. And if you have an image in publication, it means that you're going to have 2 copies of publication: the actual publication, the one you're still formatting, and the image you've just saved, the saving I've just done. It seems my computer is loading the printer so that it can print the image I have just saved. While my computer is loading this, allow me first go back to the paper, save and print the bank slip. It's what I'm doing as the last option. Now in this video, I've done all the 5 questions of Subsidiary ICT 2024 practical paper. All the 5 questions have been done, and I'm not saying that this is it all. This is my take about this paper. Same applies to the theory paper I did a day back. That was it. It was my take for the paper, and I'm not saying that is it all. Now same applies to this paper too. I'm not saying whatever I've been doing here is just the exact match they wanted. This is my take with the paper. And I'll back to this. When I'm printing the image, I'm going to just command a print, and you see the image can now be printed on one page. That is it with the entire paper. That is it with the entire paper. I can close everything. I can close everything that has been running on my computer. I can close it. Then I go burn as the last result of the video. Now if you're burning in a practical paper, I received a question about burning. If you're burning in a practical paper, make sure you have closed everything you're dealing with. I've closed everything on my computer apart from Skype, which can't close from the settings, and the Chrome I've been using to display my channel, and the software I'm using to record. I can't close it because I'm still recording the screen. Of course, plus this, I can't close this because I want to see self when I'm recording. Now if I'm burning, indeed I've been using this paper 2, and all my questions are inside the ICT paper 2 folder. Let me first take it here. Now the learner would have done this paper, and the renaming is of course their name. I can put my name here, Mark Marvin Kasozi, personal number 500. And if I open this, all my questions I've done are inside here. So I want to just burn this. According to the paper, there's nothing I was supposed to burn from my folder. For some papers, they can ask you to burn an image within your work. You can just take an image from the support folders. Like if they want me to burn an image from the support folders, I can just copy it, and then I place it in my folder like this, paste, then I continue to burn. But for this case, it wasn't asked, so I'm going to just burn the contents I've just done in the video. Now I'm connecting an external drive on my computer because my laptop has nothing like an external. This is an external drive. I'm connecting it to my computer. It supports a CD, but I'm using a laptop which cannot, of course, support a drive. But I'm using an external so that I can run using this laptop. Now it is connected, and if you have your drive connected or you're using a desktop to burn, make sure your drive is working perfectly. And if you open this PC, there is a drive that has been captured already here. So if I put my CD is right here. It is a CD recordable, and it is 700 MBs of storage, and I'm going to burn. So place your CD inside. Place your CD inside the drive, and then you give it some time to load. My CD is inside the drive, and for my case, when I'm burning, I use a software that can help me burn. It is Shampoo 2015. It's the one I've used this year to burn, and I'm just launching it so that it can open on my computer while the CD has loaded already. Now since the CD has been loaded already, and you see if I open this PC, there is an icon of storage and the CD has been loaded here, already here. So I'm going to just close this PC, then I go back to my Ashampo program. Let me close this full screen. Ashampo 2015 loaded. Well, if you need the software, you can inbox me. I give you a setup of Ashampo if you're having your computer and you have no Ashampo. I have 2013, 2015, 2010 so far. Now this is Ashampo, and I can just point at burned data, then new disk. If I point at burned data, then new disk, it's going to load me to the white interface. The white interface means that I should drag my folder I want to burn in the white interface so that I continue the rest of the steps. Now you should be careful when you're dragging the file you want to burn here. Drag the file you have used for the paper. For the case of the exam, for the case of the tutorial, for the case of the video, I have used this folder and it is weighing 5.56 MBs. It is weighing 5.56 MBs, so I'm going to just drag it and then I take it to this. Now make sure that when you're dragging, no files are open. The numbers you have done are not open. Word is not open, Excel is not open, Access is not open, Publisher is not open, and PowerPoint is not open. Close every program you have used. And for my computer, OBS is open because I'm recording using OBS. And Ashampo is open because I'm using Ashampo. And Skype is open because it's open in the settings. This is open because, actually, these ones are open. I could even just close them. And then I've dragged my folder I've used already. Go back to full screen. After going back to full screen, you can go to next. After going to next, there's a check that my CD is okay. The green displays the CD is okay and the burning can continue. But if it's a red X, it can mean the CD already has some content on it, or the CD is not supported by your computer. You could just try to change a CD. I click write CD, and then my folder is going to be written onto the CD, and it's a process that could take less than 2 minutes. So wait for your data to be written on the CD in a paper, because it's the CD you're going to hand in as a soft copy. It is the CD you're going to hand in as a soft copy. You do not have to interrupt the closing of the program by closing it. You leave the CD to come out on its own, and indeed my CD is out on its own, and the message is data minus CD recorded successfully. Now I don't need Ashampo anymore because I've written on my CD. I can close Ashampo, and then to confirm whether my CD has my work, I can put the CD back to the drive, and then this time around I open this PC. I don't open Ashampo because I've used Ashampo already to burn, and the burning is a done process. So I'm going to just open my CD from this. It is not yet displayed here, but I'm waiting for it to be displayed, and indeed it is displayed. I can open it, and then I open my folder. I can open Words to see whether my content is there. I can open Excel to see whether my content is all there. I can open each and every program to see whether content is there. Now I've opened all the programs, and it seems they're loading my content I need. So my Word is here. I can just change a view to edit view, then I see whatever I've done in Word. So that is it. My PowerPoint is here at my CD. My Excel is being loaded, and my Publisher is also being loaded. Now that is it with the burning, and since my work is on the CD, well, if I've been hurrying through the processes of burning from the Ashampo burning studio, you could rewind a bit the video, then see what I've been doing perfectly on your computer if you're following the tutorial. Now I've confirmed that my CD has the content I need, and I can just close everything from here. I can close Excel, I can close Publisher, close everything, because I've confirmed that my CD has content. Close. And some people actually could even just stop at this. There are already some MBs that have been covered. There's that green color to show that your CD has been covered somehow. I can close this, and then I can eject my CD from the drive. I've ejected my CD from the drive, and I have it here with me. Close the drive again, and I'm going to use a marker, a permanent marker, to label the CD. I'm doing it here. Some label. You don't label behind the CD. You label in front of the CD, and avoid this middle part of the CD. Label where you see the whites. So it's what I'm going to do. Label where you see the whites. Let me first close this. So my white is here. I can label as Kasozi, Marvin, Mark, and the person number is 500. Paper 2 guide. You can put a random number if you're asked by the examiner. You can put it there, but mind the labeling you can make at a CD. You see the labeling I've made is running at the white interface, but this middle part is not labeled because you could affect your CD. That is it. Kasozi Mark Marvin, then 500, paper 2 guide. That is it. After labeling my CD, now my work is here at the CD. I can hand in the CD with the hard copies I've made at each number I have done. Now this is it with the CD, and I'll just keep it around the lab for maybe practice with learners next year. So the CD is having the guide for paper 2 subsidiary ICT. Okay, it's been a journey in the video. This is the most lengthy video I've made at my channel, and I'm sure it's clocking 2 hours of recording. I want to thank people who have provided me feedback with the videos, correction somewhere, appreciation somewhere, the subscribers, the views, the videos. I'm heading to at least 100 videos. December, I'm going to make a video about videos about HTML to guide learners next year on designing web pages in Senior 4 2025. That is it all for the video. And I can successfully close everything on my computer so that I can pause with whatever I've been doing with the video. This is my folder I've been using. I've picked it from S6 guides, and it has been paper 2, and in the next video I'll head to paper 3. I'm going to do paper 3 in my next 87th video. I'll do a guide of subsidiary ICT paper 3. Paper 2 is done. Paper 1 has been done already. Thank you for whatever I've talked of, the likes, comments, subscriptions, appreciations, etc. That is it all for Akisha, for UNEB Sub ICT paper 2. A good evening.